Welcome to Global Voices, where we are connecting the world one conversation at a time. I'm your host, Patricia Peters, and each week we journey across continents to meet extraordinary people, explore diverse cultures, and discover inspiring stories of resilience, leadership, entrepreneurship, and personal growth. No matter where we come from, we all have a story worth sharing and a lesson worth learning. So join me as we celebrate the voices that unite us, inspire us, and remind us that our differences are our greatest strength. This is Global Voices, one world, many voices, endless possibilities. Welcome to the show. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a special Monday night edition of Global Voices, the show where stories cross borders, experiences create connections, and ordinary conversations open extraordinary doors. Tonight, Global Voices is going to Guyana. Let me begin with a burning question. What makes a home in Guyana worth approximately 1 million US dollars? Is it the location, the design, the development surrounding it, the demand, or is it a sign that the real estate story in Guyana is changing? Tonight, we are going behind that $1 million listing, but this conversation is about much more than one house. We are talking about real estate, international investment, entrepreneurship, business ownership, and a building generational value across borders. As you join us, tell us where you're watching from tonight. If you're watching from Guyana, Canada, the United States, or anywhere in the world, place your flag in the comments. Please share this live with someone interested in buying property, investing in Guyana, or building something that can create lasting value. For those meeting me for the first time, I am Patricia Peters, founder of Patricia Digital Network and your host of Global Voices. I was born in Guyana. I now live in the United States, and through Global Voices, I bring together people, stories, businesses, and opportunities from around the world. And tonight's interview began with one simple phone call. I saw a beautiful property being advertised in Guyana, so I called to find out more about it. The gentleman who answered was professional, gracious, and willing to have a genuine conversation with me. That conversation led me to invite him on Global Voices, and he said yes. That gentleman is our special guest tonight, Mr. Raymond Harlall. Let me introduce you to Raymond. Raymond Harlall is a Canadian-based real estate investor, broker, entrepreneur, and an author with an international business footprint spanning Canada, the United States, and Guyana. His professional journey includes sales, business development, transportation, private security, operations, logistics, real estate, and investment. As the managing director of Star Alliance Realty Guyana, Raymond is involved in a real estate brokerage, property investment, development, and connecting local and international investors with opportunities in Guyana. He is also an advocate for entrepreneurship and uses his experience to educate aspiring entrepreneurs and investors about building sustainable businesses and creating generational value. Raymond, welcome to Global Voices. It is truly a pleasure to have you with us tonight. Can you introduce yourself, Raymond?
Yes, thank you so much, Patricia, for inviting me to be on your show. I'm very honored to be on Global Voices, and I'd love to know where all of our viewers are joining us from down in the comment section.
Absolutely. Raymond, let me begin tonight. It's an honor to have you here as well. So, your first question is about your international journey. Raymond, let us begin with your journey. Your business journey spans Canada, the United States, and Guyana, with experience across several different industries. How did those experiences lead you into real estate and prepare you to build Star Alliance Realty Guyana?
Sometime you end up where you begin, right? So that's my story. I was born and raised in Guyana. I really love Guyana. Then I migrated to Canada, went to high school there, college there, and travel back and forth. I even come back to Guyana to do university at the University of Guyana. So I did some high school here, university here, college back in Canada, several training in the U.S. And so at a young age, I travel back and forth. And during COVID, I have several business now in Canada. I invest in the U.S. I don't actively operate in the U.S. anymore. And I'm actually, I'll tell you later. I think you have more questions for me, but I'm actively selling all my real estate in the U.S., especially Florida, and actively investing here in Guyana. And I'll tell you why later.
Okay.
And
All right.
so I'm between Canada, Florida, and Guyana. But most importantly, I love Guyana. Guyana is on fire, fastest developing economy in the world, double-digit growth,
Mm,
quarter after quarter. You don't see this in the whole globe right now. There's crisis. All the markets are shrinking. Interest rates are rising. In almost every country, Canada is in a recession, probably going into a depression with house prices
mm,
falling, and we're seeing this in the U.S. also, um, with the war, price on oil, gas causing inflation to go up. And where are we? We're on our little island down here in Guyana, where all the money is just coming in, and more. Our population is actually rising. There's more and more investment opportunity from all direction. Foreign investors coming in, remigrants coming in, government doing massive development like this big bridge behind me in the window, uh,
okay.
the Barajagdeo Demerara River Bridge. That alone brought up real estate value probably double in the vicinity here, and reduced traffic maybe 4 times.
Wow. Raymond, what stands out to me is that none of those experiences were wasted. Every industry taught you something about people, leadership, sales, operations, service negotiations, or recognizing an opportunity. Sometimes we look at the different chapters of our lives and wonder how they connect. But when we look back, we realize that every chapter was preparing us for something greater. Everyone watching, if you believe that none of your experience is wasted, type nothing wasted in the comments. Raymond, let us now bring that international experience home to Guyana. Investing in Guyana, that's your next question. From your international perspective, what opportunities do you currently see in Guyana's real estate market for local buyers and Guyanese living overseas? And what should every investor invest investigate carefully before purchasing property?
Okay, so real estate. I'm fortunate. I'm a broker, and I choose to be a broker here and operate in every region. We go from Letem to Charity to Northwest. We have gold lands ready to be mined, available for leasing and or purchase. We have agricultural land. We have commercial land. We have high-end residential land. We have cheaper residential land. So there's many avenues to get into real estate. It's almost something for everyone. But particularly, I have to answer this several ways. There's different categories of asset available to special people. So the
Mm,
government of Guyana has helped. I get a lot of hate online saying, "Hey, the government only for their friends and the foreigners and the investors." Um, no, because none of these guys can get these house lots that are subsidized by the government. It costs
mm,
almost 5 million for the government to develop a piece of property and sell it to its citizens for a price that's a fraction of the cost to
right.
develop and implement road, water, everything. And so every single Guyanese have the opportunity to apply for a house lot. Yes, it may take 5 years. Yes, it may take 7 years. But from the age of 21, you can apply for a house lot. I think it should be 18, but right
Mm,
now it's at 21. You apply at 21. Let's say it takes 10 years. At 31 years old, the average home buyer in the US has passed 20 and 30 now, and maybe 40. Not a lot of
right.
people can afford a new home buy right now, or the land. So as a Guyanese, we have the potential to apply for a lot, and that way we get something from the government that's valuable. The government say you can't sell it for 10 years, which is a win in its own way. The moment you get it, it's if you bought it for a cost of a million or 2 million Guyanese dollar, it's worth five. Sometime you might get lucky, get a corner lot, it's worth more.
Mm-hmm.
It might be a better area than some, and even worth higher. So we're getting lands that people just get from the government, just in their name. It's not even 2 years yet. Are valuing 12 million, $15 million. That's like 10 times the value that you paid for it. So
Wow.
local Guyanese can use the government program to create equity, uh, so they can get a loan later, or have asset to pass on later on, right? So you don't have to compete with the properties that are selling for 300,000 for in a gated community just for a lot. The same people, foreigners coming to do business here, because why? They're not from our culture. They don't know which area is safe or not safe. They don't. So they look for gated community. That way they don't have to worry about their safety.
Right.
And this is what I'm seeing a lot of. So although locals are also buying gated for more safety, there's a lot of this. Foreign investors are, but they will put their money towards rent, and they're actually a plus for the locals who own the asset, because now they're renting for a lot of income.
Oh,
They also rent a commercial space, and for the larger investors, they're buying properties by the acres, and the price per acre is quite high. I've done a deal a few months ago, 2.5 million USD for 8 acres of land, no building. 2.5 million USD. That's half a billion Guyana dollar for 8 acres of land. I've
wow.
done that. Right now, I have another listing just next to the Ramada Hotel, opposite from Amazonia Mall, not far from the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
$6.5 million for 3 acres. It does have a huge building, and this is USD. I'm saying.
Wow. That is extremely important, especially for members of the Guyanese diaspora. So let me ask you real quick. So Guyana doesn't have six races of people anymore because of all the investors and everybody coming into Guyana because of the oil buzz, right?
Yes, correct. And that's another driving factor to the economic activity here. We have the oil, which is the underlying factor,
Mm,
and the well, Exxon, the oil company, and all of the service providers are like people, small companies from the U.S., Trinidadian companies, um, local companies also, and now technical staff has to come in to support all these subcontractors, and now you're expanding and expanding the market, so we're having a lot of technical staff here, a lot of executive staffs, um, and of course a overpour of there's horrible economic activity in Venezuela
right.
uh, from the political activity there. So we have a high level of Venezuelans in the country, a lot of Cubans in the country,
I
and
saw
so
that. Yeah.
and these guys are here. The Cubans, the locals have a lot of good things to say about the Cubans. They're coming, they're bringing a positive contribution to society. They're working hard.
Oh, so our emotional connection to Guyana may make us excited about
Can you hear
purchasing
me?
property back. Yeah, I can hear you. Our emotional connection to Guyana may make us exciting purchasing property back home, but excitement must never replace proper investigation. Opportunity should always be matched with research, verification, trustworthy guidance, and informed decision making. If you know someone thinking about buying land, purchasing a home, or investing in property in Guyana, please share this live with them right now. For everyone joining us tonight, welcome to Global Voices, Goes to Guyana. Tonight, I'm speaking with international real estate investor, broker, entrepreneur, and author Raymond Harlall, managing director of Star.
Of a million. Remember, Guyana has been growing double digits all the way up. and there's only one little Guyana, and there's only one Georgetown. In the U.S., there's many cities. There's California, there's Manhattan, there's many places.
Mm-hmm.
So when we say, "Oh, why is Guyana a million?" But no, there's places. A beachfront property in Miami is 50 million or 100 million. Same in California, right? So it's all about location, location, location. Location is where it's at. People
Mm.
want to be in a certain proximity. If you create added features around that location, you can get more and more and more out of a property. And it's not just what you buy it for; is what it will go. What is the future potential of that particular property? And so, as I said, the Bar Jack Deere Bridge is right here. That has raised the value of real estate so much more. That the whole
Mm.
society has evolved. If you were in Guyana a year ago, you were going driving along the road, you'll hear peep 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 peep. All the cars are honking. About
Mhm.
6 months ago, a few. Now there's hardly any honking in the city of Georgetown. So now
Wow.
society is actually evolving. There used to be a lot of garbage. We sometimes still have areas where there's garbage, but more and more people are starting to use bins, keep their environment clean. So
Mm.
Guyana is gradually, and this is huge, right? This is collective consciousness. To get to where we want to be, we have to do it together as an economy, as a people. So I see Guyana is constantly changing for the good, and with that trajectory, I think we're gonna basically be a first world country, at least in the city, and work our way out. Of course, any you can be in New York State, drive 1 hour from Manhattan, and you have cows on a farm. So people think just because Guyana is countryside has countryside it's not worth any money. So they're sought after neighborhoods. Generally in Guyana, if it's a gated community, um, you're paying premium. You sometimes can't get into any because nobody's selling. We're a
Mhm.
high supply and demand country. Sometimes you don't even know what's for sale, or somebody only tells somebody else they have this thing for sale, or somebody who's already there buys it up so that nobody else comes in. It's quite interesting, right? When
Mm.
it comes to real estate in Guyana, most of it is very private. You may see I post a few posts, but then we're doing so many deals that are private because the owner's like, find me a buyer, but I don't want this to be up, or find me a buyer, or do you
Mhm.
know anybody want this? And then he said, yeah, I actually have a client asking for that, or one of our other agents. And so a lot of deals are done very quietly here in Guyana, and a lot of it is not reported well, right?
Mm.
We don't have a county system where you can go there and see the deed of the property and who buy it and how much it was sold for.
Right.
All that.
Like
So
America, yeah.
it's very compartmentalized, Guyana. So getting a value of a property is generally what the seller wants to sell it for, and then what the agent thinks it's worth, and
Mhm.
then if we can get a buyer to buy it for that value, and of course there's even a fourth party, which is a bank. A bank will not give a mortgage on a property that's not valued or worth that amount. So you
Right.
have still have a fail safe there for about 70%.
Mm. Thank you for taking us behind
You're
the
still
price
protected
tagging.
70% of your asset. Let's just say you overpaid 30% on a luxury real estate
Mm.
that they're not going to make more of because there's no more land there. And this one, when you walk out in your front yard or your front balcony, you see the Bar Jack Deer Bridge light up, the biggest, most amazing infrastructure in our country. There's value to this. The views it has value, right? And
Mm.
not just that, the builder that build these homes are very reputable. They build to Florida specs, which is U.S. standards.
Mhm.
So they're strong. They're great areas. They're well built. They're modern design, and and four of the five prop houses, similar houses, are sold. So the one person bought two side by side. If you can see
Oh, wow.
in the video that I did it at that house. So people are like, how come the pool is not private? I can't tell you everything because this is not the one that's available. The one that's available is they're just finishing up putting in the kitchen and some more plumbing and all. So this one's all that I'm showing. The one that I was showing, it's a similar house, but a couple of houses down is the one that somebody can purchase right now, and we actually have a few offers in, and so it might be sold this week. Let's see.
Well, thank you for taking us behind that price tag, Raymond. A property like this is about much more than a number. It opens conversation about location, design, construction, demand, development, buyer expectation, and the changing perception of real estate in Guyana. Whether someone is purchasing $1 million home or a modest first property,
Patricia,
the lesson.
I'm not sure. I think I can't hear you. I don't know if it's frozen.
Oh, maybe I can hear you though. I can hear you.
Yikes.
Can you hear me? Let me do this follow up. Maybe you'll catch on. Whether someone is purchasing $1 million home or a modest first property, the lesson remains the same. Understand what creates the value before making the investment. Everyone watching, tell us in the comments, would you consider buying or investing in a property in Guyana? Can you hear me now? It seems like we're having some technical difficulty.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. All right,
Excellent.
Ray. So your final bonus question is building a legacy. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
All
Yes.
right. So what I was saying when right before you clicked off, right? I was answering your question. I was saying thank you for taking us behind that price tag. A property, this is about much more than a number. It opens a conversation about location, design, construction, demand, development, buyer expectation, and the changing perception of real estate in Guyana. Whether someone is purchasing $1 million home or a modest first property, the lesson remains the same. Understand what creates the value before making the investment. Everyone watching, tell us in the comments, would you consider buying or investing in a property in Guyana? So your next question, that was my follow-up for your answer. And here's a bonus question for you, building a legacy. Raymond, you're also an author and advocate for entrepreneurship. So I want to close our main conversation with this bonus question. As an author and advocate for entrepreneurship, what is one principle every aspiring entrepreneur or investor must understand if they want to build something sustainable that can create generational value?
So thank you for that question. And this question helps me to put things into perspective. Uh, we have to understand leaving a legacy is amazing. Everybody strive to do that. Children's are we're all legacy of our parents, right? It depends on what you consider a legacy. Well, I value human resources at the top of the list of legacy, passing on a family, starting a family, leaving children behind for the future. That's number one. Second, what can you leave for them physically? A house. Most people aim to say, hey, when I die, I'll give my children a home. This is how it has been for a long time. In middle class family, you try to
Yeah.
leave your children at least a home, right? Poor family, if the parents always rented, their goal is just to make sure their kid earned their first home.
Yes.
And I'm answering this relating to real estate. And more wealthy, prominent families, what they'll do is that they had a head start on this. So they have a home, their children have a home. Now they have multiple homes, extra homes. Extra homes allow you to rent that to a
Yeah.
tenant. When you rent your home to a tenant, whatever. Even if you have a mortgage, you borrow a loan. Your loan is a thousand US. Let's make it easy, and you're renting this thing out for $1,500 a month. That $500 is your money. You're not gonna need 500 worth of maintenance or bills or repairs. It's gonna probably be $100 a month. So now you're grossing five. You're netting $400 a month,
Mm-hmm.
and this is called passive income, a
Right.
month after month. And then you keep adding one more. Eventually, after 10, 15 years, depending on your mortgage terms, you'll the tenant pays the property to zero. You'll owe nothing one day, and then rents, interestingly enough, goes up because although the building has gotten older, somebody else paid off the mortgage, but you controlled it. Rents will go up as well because you have more tenants in there. So it's a very
And I think every time someone calls Raymond on his phone, he gets disconnected. Are you back, Ray?
hello. I'm back.
We're filling up
Every,
our screen. Go ahead.
every
Continue.
time every time a call come in, it throws
I
off
call. I
my
realize that.
and
Yeah.
my clients are calling. They're so bad. They're calling so late. But I have clients in the U.S. They work. They get off. Canada. They're calling. Actually, I have one calling right now because he's supposed to come to Guyana tomorrow for me to help him with real estate. So it's very interesting. All right. So I was saying the wealthier family can now invest in real estate more and more, and that creates more asset that produce more income over time, which allows you to create more asset again that produce bigger income. So
Mm-hmm.
there's the game of real estate. You got to start somewhere. Whether we start with a very cost effective government land. I was just in Silica City, the dream city of our president, the current president, Dr. Ifranali. He envisioned a city that's on high grounds, close to the airport, and they're building 4 lanes of highway 24/7 right now, going towards that. So I think in about a year time, if you go back through my old videos, you will see like when they were building the Bar Jagdeo Bridge, I was showing the progress, but not many people
Mm-hmm.
knew about it. People were like, oh, we didn't know they're building it, but boom, there's a bridge. All of
Yeah.
a sudden, we didn't know about that road, but oh my goodness, it's really it helps traffic now. You can go pretty quick to places. Of course, if you come for cricket and you're stuck in traffic, please expect it because that's like 10,000, 20,000 people trying to go to the same place at the same time.
I know.
But Guyana is developing on a rapid scale, extremely rapid. I've driven from Toronto to New York, New York to Florida. I've been through many cities, many roads. Guyana, you don't even see any potholes anymore. Every road is under construction. This country is going to be massive. I've seen some articles. We've just paid off Exxon all the expense. All the money now is
I saw
profit.
that.
We're going
Yeah.
to be sharing. Think about what that's going to do for a small country, just over a million population now. And people who say Guyana, they don't understand. It's overpriced. You don't understand the concept of momentum and appreciation and multiple things converging for the positive. Right now, you can't see it if you're in Canada or the US because everything is actually shrinking. House prices fall, so interest rate go up. It costs more to borrow, and and your house value falls, which means your equity falls, which means your line of credit falls, which means your spending power reduces, right? And so this
Mm-hmm.
is it's very painful right now. So it's hard for people to understand there's an economy right now in Guyana. If you're Guyanese, it's here in Guyana. A lot of people
Mm-hmm.
said, Ray, I went there, I couldn't do business, I lost a lot of money. Yeah, because there's a culture shock. You can't come with your bright American idea and plug it into Guyana. It just don't work like that. All right. And so, with all my experiences and all my business that I still have, I realize real estate. I get it. I'm an investor first. I wasn't an agent. I'm not an agent in the US or Canada. I invested and I realized we don't have enough agents here or knowledgeable to handle real estate, understand valuation, due diligence, getting a survey done, checking the transport, the title, make sure there's no lien on it, make sure you're not buying from a dead man. Like there's so many things that can go wrong. And I'm
Yeah.
answering your what can go wrong question. There's so many things. So we use trusted lawyers, law firm that has been on going on for 2 or 3 not centuries, generation. One of the best law firms in Guy.
And someone called Ray again. Well, I hope he can get back. We're almost at the finish line of the program, guys. But that's when you're a business, very busy realtor in Guyana. So, to follow up on Ray's question that I asked him, that's powerful. Like sustainable wealth is not merely about what we earn, it's about what we build and what we're eventually able to pass on. Dreams may give us the vision, but the knowledge, discipline, patience, and consistent actions are what turn the vision into something sustainable. Everyone watching, please place one word in the comments that describes what you are taking away from tonight's conversation. And hope Ray can get back to me here. Let me invite him. Copy the link. Send it here. Bear with me, guys. All right, Ray, I'm good. I'm coming. All right, you're back.
I,
You're back. So what I was saying that your answer was very powerful. Sustainable wealth is not merely about what we earn, it's about what we build, what we protect, and what we are eventually able to pass on, the legacy, right? So dreams may give us the vision, but knowledge, discipline, patience, and consistent actions are what turn that vision into something sustainable, right?
correct.
And everyone watching, place one word in the comment that describes what you're taking away from this conversation tonight. So I'm gonna put Raymond on the business spotlight tonight. Ray, before we conclude, I just want to tell you that I have a brother who is Raymond as well.
Oh, excellent.
I want to give you the floor. Please tell our viewers more about Star Alliance Realty Guyana, the services you provide, whom you serve, and how you help local and international clients with buying, selling, leasing, investing, managing, or developing property in Guyana. Please also tell everyone the best way to contact you, follow your work, or learn more about your available properties and services.
Yeah, so the fastest way is via WhatsApp. You can see right under my in my name bar there. You can get me on that WhatsApp anytime, anywhere. Well, if I am declining, please don't keep calling. Okay.
Well,
um,
that's your only way, right? Are you on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok?
uh, Correct. Yeah, you can find me on all. The best way you could just Google me and it'll pop up. But any of the social medias platform, great working with me is that I'm an investor first, agent second, and so there's so many good deals that I look for and I find. I invest myself. I pool investors together and we do some deals. There's many ways, and something I didn't get to mention. Guyana has just launched the Guyana Development Bank, and so every Guyanese is just like how you can have a subsidized house lot and have equity instantly. The government's allowing you with a few steps, register a business, have a business plan. And you can have 15,000 line of credit. It's basically what it is. At zero down, zero interest. And so,
$15,000 line of credit?
correct. All Guyanese with a business registered. Everyone,
Okay.
even people who work for the government or have a full time job, can have a side gig. And that's through the Government Development Bank. And you can have more by with a referral and going to a commercial bank, but then you have some interest with the commercial bank. So
Mm.
at minimum, there's so many activities you can do, product, service to offer. Small things, taxi service. We're looking for more real estate agents. If you're a barber, um, you can, we have these small, unique prefab units that are an office or a space. It's 10 by 18. You can put it in front of your yard, put a sign up, and you have your business going on your existing property. So there's many simple things you can do uh, to start creating a business. And why I say create a business, I wrote a few books on different things, and in the entrepreneur book, I cover Maslow hierarchy of need, and in Maslow hierarchy of needs, you have your basic necessity of life like food, clothing, shelter, and then you need community and religion, and then you go to higher dimension like transcendence. That's when you most of the older people or the yogis does this, right?
Mm.
So there's one level that I missed, which is the level that I equate entrepreneurship to is basically you're able to take care of yourself and the people around you. And so, as an entrepreneur, you got to make your way up the ladder. So, somebody who is unemployed, the number one thing you need to do is get a job. Somebody who have a job but don't like your job, then you need to work on what you're most passionate about, what you're good at, and then
Mhm. Learn
and
a skill. Yep.
part time you start doing that. Eventually, you get good. Then you can stop your job and then build your business now.
That's
All
what
right.
I did, Ray. That's what I did. I work in the corporate world for 27 years. I realized I was building people's empire from a teacher to a banker for 17 years. Then I was a lead trainer for Plug Power, major green energy company. And I realized, what am I doing with my life? I'm building someone else's empire.
That's
So
right.
I start a digital business. Now I'm helping people learn a skill to earn online.
Beautiful.
Ray, thank you so much. For anyone who missed the contact information, you can reach Ray at Star Alliance Realty Guyana at United States 1-929-355-7639 and Guyana 592-668-9998. Raymond, thank you for accepting my invitation and joining me tonight. Thank you for sharing your story, your knowledge, and your international perspective with the Global Voice audience. Tonight's conversation began with one property advertisement and one simple phone call, but look at the powerful conversation that came from it. That reminds us that we never know which conversation has a connection, or decision may open the next door in our lives. We also learned that opportunity without information can become, but opportunities supported by knowledge, preparation, and trustworthy guidance can become a lasting legacy. To everyone watching, if this conversation gave you value, please follow, share, and send it to someone who is interested in Guyana, real estate, investment, or entrepreneurship. Raymond helped people explore ownership through real estate, and I help people explore ownership through the digital economy. If you would like to learn more about Patricia Digital Network and explore what may be possible for you through an online business, visit www.patriciapeters247.com. I chose that on purpose because I help people 24/7. Do not merely admire opportunities from a distance. Educate yourself, ask the right questions, and position yourself to recognize the right opportunity when it appears. Thank you for joining us tonight. I am Patricia Peters, and this is Global Voices. One world, many voices, endless possibilities. Good night, everyone. And Ray, thank you so much for being here. Tell everyone good night.
Hi, good night. See you guys soon. Look forward to hearing from you if you want to buy, sell, rent real estate in Guyana.
Absolutely. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining us on Global Voices. Today, we traveled beyond borders, discovered new perspectives, and celebrated the stories that bring us together. Every conversation reminds us that although we come from different countries and cultures, we all share one world. I'm Patricia Peters, your host. Thank you for being part of our global community. Until we meet again, keep learning, keep connecting, keep celebrating the voices that make our world extraordinary. One world, many voices, endless possibilities. This has been Global Voices. Goodbye and God bless.